Good morning. Good morning. I hope this finds you safe and well, because that is the most important thing. Right. What have we got for you today? Well, first of all, it is nice and cool with us this morning, but it's due to be quite warm. And I hope wherever you are at a decent temperature and it's not too warm. Right. That's out of the way. News. Now, interesting news. Very interesting news. There's been a prohibition notice given out by the HSE for I don't know if consultant's the right word, but for an individual self-employed person who has been taking samples of some type for occupational health monitoring. And I'm going to pop a link to a post about this on LinkedIn from a chap called Richard Bishop below this video just now. And Richard has spotted this because he's ex-HSE himself. He now has his own business. And he thinks that it is a straw in the wind whereby the HSE are moving towards enforcement first rather than advisory or words of warning. Now, clearly, we don't know whether that's already happened, but one of the comments under that post is describing a situation where it definitely happened. This was like a paperwork issue over coma, where in the past there would have been words of warning, it could have been corrected, and then there wouldn't have been any enforcement, and the HSE went straight for enforcement. So it's an interesting straw in the wind. Now, the one of the arguments is, well, it's only for the health and safety occupational monitoring is not an immediate risk of harm, which is what we've generally had enforcements like prohibition notices. We've seen those in the past. But the argument is probably, well, depending on the chemicals involved, we don't know whether it would be something that a single exposure would be enough to cause long-term harm in the way that you might expect with asbestos or CMRs or whatever. But it does kind of feel like, well, first of all, if you're having occupational health monitoring done, it's a big reminder, check that whoever's doing it is actually qualified, experienced, etc., somebody you can trust and who can interpret the results. But the other bit of it is, are we seeing a sea change in the way that the HSE handle things? And that could be more serious for everybody. So it's a really interesting situation. And I do hope that everything has been resolved and this person has gone off and got more training or gone into another job or something like that. So that's the first thing in the UK. What have we got for you for the EU? Great question. I'm glad you asked me that. If you follow me on LinkedIn, you may have seen already that there was a post I put out a couple of days ago about the simplification procedure timelines. I'm just trying to type and talk at the same time. And what they've done is, at Caracal, the European Commission have given a timeline on the simplification procedures, the timelines that have changed, and the things that have been affected. So we know the timeline's been extended a bit for CLP format. Now, I'm not sure if I can give an image as part of this video, but I will certainly put a link into the image in the news that I shared the other day, as well as the link I've just put here. So the CLP label format does seem to have an extension, but as usual, I have to warn you, it's almost a done deal, but it's still not quite. And you have to be so careful with the EU about things that might alter in the future, that this is giving us a good idea, but still just be that little bit wary in case there is a last minute change, because we have been here before, haven't we? Right, so those are the bits of news for today. What have we got for reasons to be cheerful? Well, we are still on with very British problems. And today we have got food packaging. At least I hope that's the one today. Yes, it is. So I'm just going to pop that below this video as well. I think you may recognize some of the things they're talking about. So that's it from me for today. Been a surprisingly busy week on the regulations front from the EU, given that they're now on holiday till the middle of August. But there's so much in the pipeline that even though they're away on holiday, there'll be things to talk about. There always is. So have a lovely weekend. Keep safe in all the warm weather. Rubbish to that. No, let's say the correct thing, which is enjoy the warm weather. Because it ain't going to last. This is Britain after all. I look forward to chatting to you again next week if we're spared.